Today you will learn more about your powers, so keep this in your mind when I explain this lesson for you, my Pouncy students. In America, we, the people, are the sovereigns. That is right. You and I are sovereigns, and this is not just an opinion, it's recognized in Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, under the word citizen. Way at the bottom, it states, a member of the civil state entitled to all its privileges, one of the sovereign people. Now that you have that in your mind, I want to read a paragraph from Blackstone's commentaries, specifically chapter 7, under the title of the King's Prerogative. Chapter 7 of the King's Prerogative. It was observed in a former chapter that one of the principal bulwarks of civil liberty, or in other words, of the British Constitution, was the limitation of the King's prerogative by bounds so certain and notorious that it is impossible he should ever exceed them without the consent of the people on the one hand, or without, on the other, a violation of that original contract which in all states impliedly, and in ours most expressly, subsists between the prince and the subject. It will now be our business to consider this prerogative minutely, to demonstrate its necessity in general, and to mark out, in the most important instances, its particular extent and restrictions, from which considerations this conclusion will evidently follow that the powers which are vested in the Crown by the laws of England are necessary for the support of society, and do not entrench any further on our natural liberties than is expedient for the maintenance of our civil. Now pause with me and think about that, my sovereign Pouncy students. Sasha, pay attention, stop playing with your crown for now, and listen to this. Even kings in the days of monarchy were not allowed to go above the Constitution. Their powers were limited by contract. They were servants to the law. Our government workers are also bound by a contract. They are mere servants of ours, hired by us, working for our benefit, and never for our detriment. They are programmed, so to speak, to obey the law in the contract like a robot obeys the laws placed into them by their programmers. We, the people, put the law of the contract they are bound by into our constitutions, so if they go against any part of those commands, then they are utterly rogue, and more than naughty, they are a danger to all the people. Our founding fathers made sure that if they went rogue and pounced all over us with claws extended, they would instantly be without our granted powers, and they cannot stay in our seats of office. They are meow out of there. If they stay and continue to be naughty, rogue, unfaithful servants, they are personally liable for that conduct. If you call out their conduct out in writing, mind you, on the record, then they will be in the spotlight of the highest laws, and they will owe you redress for your grievances. Those are ouches, my dear students. The other good robots, government workers, must protect us from them and do it quickly. They must also seek us out to restore us and make it right. They are under contract to protect us and restore us if we are pawed, and not wait for us to tell them to restore us. The only reason we tell them with our affidavits on the record is to begin the process of their prosecution, because those affidavits, when ignored, are on the record. All who ignore the sovereign people are also liable for that, because they swore to comply to all the terms, not just the ones they like. Once enough of the people know this, restoration will occur much faster. So, my dear Pouncy students, make sure to share this with your parents and do not sit idle on your power. Exercise it. When you do not exercise the rest of your authority and power to correct all government wrongdoing, that is when you take that path of tears and sadness for yourself and all those you love. You will say, "Woe is me, poor little me, who will help me?" When all along you and I have the power to alter, reform all parts of government that we want to. It is written, meow, That is a good thing we have it in writing. My dear students, we can spit them out like hairballs. You know how to do that, and this too will be easy. So read and learn and use your powers. Let us all put their bad conduct on the record with properly written, sworn affidavits. That is how we sovereigns do it. We do not need to get our fur up and roar. We put it on the record. Let's help each other now. Please comment anything and share this video so that others may join our awakening to restore our freedoms and put bad gov servants in check. Comment, like, save, share. Meow for now.